that work?
I blame
I don't.
you.
Hello, wherever and whenever you are. For real this time, it's the quick sneak peek that you got before. And we are very happy to have you all here with us as we go back through the mists into the picturesque vale of Barovia. And it is an absolute pleasure to have you with us tonight as we continue our adventures. Now, that said, let me say a little thank you to all of our lovely, lovely friends. First and foremost, those lovely, lovely friends at Sirenscape. Wonderful, wonderful purveyors of music and sound effects for your tabletop RPG and otherwise experience, as you can enjoy all the things they have on offer for free if you head on over to their homepage and try them out. Amazing stuff for D&D, Pathfinder, and all of your other games, and a bunch of board game stuff, and a bunch of sci-fi stuff, and Call of Cthulhu, the works. It's all in there. It's fantastic, fantastic, and we love them. Now, if you should feel as much love for them as we do, you can become a Super Siren and have access to all of their stuff forever. Now, that said, speaking of music and the like, we would also recommend that you go over to YouTube via our channel and have a look at the VOD, because deep in those VODs, down in the little commentary bits, there are... no, not the commentary bits, the information bits. There are the links that you need to find the fine people at Dark Fantasy Studio, Travis Savoy, and Epic Journey. Wonderful, wonderful sources of music for free, which you can use in your games. And if you go to our VODs, you can check them out. If Xenicus types in !socials, we will have a link for you to go and have a look at. Socials, please. There it is. Yep. Okay, so yes, head on over to YouTube and check the VOD for those links there. There's one more link in there. It goes to Will Savino on Patreon, another fantastic, prolific producer of music for your games. Too prolific sometimes it feels as though, but always waiting for me in my email inbox. So much good stuff all the time, and it is wonderful. So that is that. No sponsors at the moment. It's just us, just our little selves here. So if you want to give us a follow, if you're sitting around with your Amazon Prime subscription not going to anyone in particular, and you want to support the channel, do drop us a follow or drop us a subscribe if you're so inclined, and we'll be very, very happy to have you along. If you are following us, you will get a nice invite to our followers Discord, and you can jump on in there. If you have followed recently, I shall be sending you a message in a Twitch whisper, so keep your eyes open for that, and come on over and join us. It is a chill, friendly space, and it's nice to hang out there. Now, that said, not a chill, friendly space is Barovia, and that is where we are, unfortunately, right now. So, without further ado, as I tip my imaginary hat... No, I don't have to do that. I can tip a real hat. As I tip a real hat to the splendid patch of Quest Junkies UK, and say a massive thank you for what you are about to enjoy, let us get started with tonight's Curse of Strahd. Welcome back.
We're all
my
dead.
Players desperately trying to figure out the timing so they can shout embarrassing things as we drop back in. All right, so hang on. Let me just.
Michael's crying in the background.
Let me just.
It's just whale noises.
Me just do something here. Whoop. Aha! There we are. Now Asara and Krieg are in the right spots. And if I make Krieg a little bit more lurky off on the side, like a suspicious burb that he is, then we can see Colby. Hello, Colby. Okay. Okay. There we go. Speaking of these fine players that I'm just messing around with here on the screens to get all these cameras in the right spot, let me allow them to introduce them fine selves, and let's hear who they are, who they're playing, and where they're at right now, right after I remind them what's going on. Last time we were here in Barovia, we were in the village of Krisk, and you were by the sacred pool, blessed by the spirit of Markovia herself, and you had reunited Irina. Or is it... damn it. What's the other name?
Diana?
Tatiana, thank you.
Tatiana?
Yes. Okay, you had reunited Tatiana, Irina, with Sergei's spirit in the blessed pool, and he had promised to keep her soul safe if you would hide the body until Strahd was dealt with. Then she could choose whether she wished to stay with him as Tatiana or return as Irina to Barovia's material world. He also gave a message to Xenicus, in that once this sword, this weapon that Madame Eva's Taroko reading foretold has been found, he should bring it back to this pool to properly charge it and have it ready for the fight ahead. Now, it is at that time that the raging storm, still feeling the effects of Strahd's wrath at losing Irina to the pool and to his thwarted brother. That was easy to say. And thwarted. He was thwarted, but he was not thwarted.
Was he thawed?
No, he was sorted. Now,
not thwarted.
Did you practice that in the mirror? I felt very practiced. It was so smooth.
that was very good. This needs to end.
All right, good night, everyone. As we like to say around these parts. Oh, yeah, no. Not yet. No. As you were buffeted and feeling the effects of Strahd's wrath, environmentally speaking, a figure serenely descended from the abbey above as the abbot himself stepped down the snaking walkway from the walled abbey above, and with a wave of his hand, removed the storm effects from the village, out beyond the walls, towards the Svalek woods. And then he came to talk with all of you, and decided that you should maybe take Irina's body up to the sacred ground of the abbey. As soon as he's finished talking with the burgomaster, some of you decide to get a head start, and Asara, Xenicus, and Vanta started to carry Irina's body up to the abbey, as Esmeralda and Krieg went with this new spooky friend of theirs to talk with the burgomaster. At the burgomaster's house, they learnt that his daughter had recently been killed, and then, subsequently, her grave had also been robbed, and the body was missing, not laid to rest for but a day before it was gone again. Then the abbot was disappointed, for he had promised to resurrect the child for them, for the Morning Lord did not want the end of the burgomaster's line. And he promised them that he would do that if the body showed up, and a wedding dress was provided, because he was at his god's work, creating the perfect bride for Strahd, thinking that that would calm his wrath and allow Barovia to be freed from the mists back to where it should truly belong. The Baroness and Baron seemed perturbed. There was nothing that would suit, nothing was good enough in this small village here of Kresk. Simple folk, with simple wedding dresses, apparently. And the Baroness decided that maybe in Vallaki there was something. Maybe if they travelled to Vallaki they could find something suitable. So she started to gather men-at-arms and a few of the villagers to escort her across towards the eastern town of Vallaki in search of something appropriate. The others carried Irina's body up to the abbey, and at the gatehouse they met the first of an interesting family. The Belleviews. Two of them guarding the gates, a mixture of various animal parts, mongrel folk as they are called. Seemingly quite happy with one of it. One of them was particularly happy, but proud of how they were. The other less so, feeling judged and hiding away. You strode past them to the abbey itself, through the doors, into the courtyard, where Vanta was promptly dragged down a well by a less welcoming member of the Bellevue family.
That was before Sarah tried to trust the evil spider-looking thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't want that to go unnoticed. I don't want that to go unnoticed.
Yeah.
It was
Although-
after I tried to
That
trust
was
the evil
after, yeah.
spider-looking thing.
To be fair, sorry, I remember I did misread those. The evil one with the spider eyes and things was in the well.
But
And-
didn't have the spider mouth. Like,
It had mandibles, yes, and it had little bat wings and tried to fly away, but it couldn't because it was chained to those old horse tethering posts. Now, indeed.
Two spider parts.
If you want the cute version of that, do come to our Out of the Abyss campaign where we have a pet giant spider called Webster. Okay, now.
Ooh woo!
I mean, it's no spider Thor.
Yes, indeed, DM Charlie. Good spot. Oh, Rain too. Hi, Rain. How you doing? All right, now, as we were battling for our lives down the depths of the well of the Abbey, cramped conditions and cloying, freezing water, you managed to defeat the member of the Bellevue family that was being particularly homicidal and dragged your way back up to the surface, whereupon Xenicus went back around to the graveyard they'd spotted on the way in and used the magic ring, or sorry, amulet, that they had discovered in the catacombs of Castle Ravenloft, and when placed in the correct gravestone, as the vision had told him, he was given the beautiful sight of sunlight shining down on Barovia for the first time in goodness knows how long, and the gravestone seemed to crumble away, revealing a magical ring hidden inside, which he took control of. And the gravestone was magically whole once more. And that is where we left things here. Everyone, our friend here, DM Charlie, is asking what level are you at right now?
We are level 63.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would never know.
Yeah.
You had it well.
Yeah, level,
Anyone other
Let
than
me
Michael?
We're at level 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Level 6.
Yes. There is a 6 in it? Not
Yeah.
the one that...
I was worried for a second that it was a trick question. I'm like, did John say we leveled up? Because I don't.
That's why I had
63 level. Congratulations.
I was like, right then, hang on.
No, that was a Venice. That was a Venice. See you tomorrow.
You're like, all like, someone else walk off the cliff. Someone else walk off the cliff.
Multiple campaign confusion.
Whee! Yay.
Okay. Hey everyone, B_DND for all of your funky apparel needs. Look at my dragon. Rawr. It's cool. Big shout out to the Nat30s, our stream team buddies. That's where I won this. Thank you. Right. Alright. Let us... DM Charlie, thank you. Good luck, says DM Charlie, to you all. Now, who remembers who had what things? Because it wasn't on this page. Oh, cheers, Charlie. Hang on, let me quickly look in our theatre mode here so I can skip over and see who had what on the sake of advantages and stuff. Everyone has advantage except...
I don't have it. I use mine.
Xenicus. Yeah, indeed. Okay, that's good to know.
Because I did not want to die down the well.
There's one for me. And everyone, these crystals here are indicative that these fine people have initiative. No, inspiration. That's what I was looking for. Gifted to you, from you. Oh, I can't talk today. Gifted from you with your lovely dream pies. If you see any of them languishing without a spinny crystal, or if you would like to give them a pretty red disadvantaged one, you can use your dream pies, just like Alicia did for the goodest boy. Thank you, Alicia. Double advantage for me. Excellent.
Hey.
No, we know it is Xenicus. Charlie, here's another thing you might not see with your being on mobile. Xenicus is a blood hunter, Order of the Lycanthrope. And a big thank you to Downtime with Dungeons for the follow.
Doth he hide?
Good to have you in. Okay.
I mean, a lot of scratching.
Sensei. How you doing, Sensei?
And fleas.
Good
Yeah,
to see you.
please.
Yes. All right. Okay. Let me double check.
I've
Hang
got to
on.
find a good groomer in Barovia.
Just scratching. You could get one of those cones until he stops.
Oh yeah.
And to make sure he doesn't look up when it's raining. So, let us meet all of these fine folks here. As I say, actually, speaking of meeting, let me say a proper hello to Sensei Suplex. A wonderful to have you here, sir, and welcome to the team, the newest member of Rolling Together, our Twitch stream team. All of your fantastic tabletop goodness from all over the world and all kinds of folks. I was really happy to see that you had joined us. I was on a raid or two that came your direction in the past, and he is a fantastic streamer. Let us do a little shout out over here so that we can do this proper. And okay, that's my typing song. Boom.
Typing song.
There it is. Okay, they have been streaming Dungeons and Dragons. Aha, then they're in the right place. Of course, Sensei, of course. Although, in this house, I am the Sensei.
In that house, yes. And in this house, I'm the sensei.
Yep, and in Emma's house, she's the Sensei, because we're all teachers in Japan. So, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly. Nearly. On the way out. Don't let the door hit you as you leave. Now! Seriously, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
Esmeralda.
It's quite hard for sliding doors to hit you, though.
Suddenly, this is tragic now.
Esmeralda, who are you? Who are you playing? And I will shut up.
Hello, I am Marin, and
Cheers,
I
Charlie.
am playing Esmeralda Devonier. I am the Blazing Battlemaster Vistani. My vibe is like far more healthy than the average party health at the moment. So I've just had a nice conversation with an addict about wedding dresses. And I'm very alarmed, but I didn't know anybody fell into a well at this point. So I guess I'm creeped out, but we're doing okay for the moment.
Good. Thank you. Right. Speaking of people who fell down a well, Vanta.
Hello, I'm Vanta. I fell down a well. I'm dying.
We're
You were
dragged.
pushed.
Dragged down a well, yes.
The rest of us fell down a well.
I was dragged down a well, and everyone else fell down to come and save me, and I feel very appreciative of them. I have done some burial rites, and now I'm just in the zone.
I like that. We fell down a
Semi-dead,
wall
a
and
little
then
bit
did some
feral.
burial rites. You got the idea that one of us died down there.
Oh well, say
Unrelated
what?
burial rites. Yes. Stay tuned,
Who
folks.
knows?
Stay tuned. Zenicus, how about it, sir?
What
Yeah.
secret?
I
Preparations.
jumped down a well in order to help a friend, forgot to use my teleport to get out of the well, and crashed down to the bottom. So that's my general vibe, as Zenicus, the Eladrin Blood Hunter Order of the Lycan.
Spectacular. Sarabelle.
I am upset with myself on a well rope. Hanging on a well rope and a little upset with myself that I got us into this mess, and I rushed into action without thinking. Yeah, I'm not happy now.
I mean, join the club. We both did that. I think.
Okay, and last but not least, Krigathe.
Krigathe.
I'm Colby. I play our Swarmkeeper, Aarakocra Ranger Krig, who is blissfully unaware of all of the goings-ons in the courtyard of the cathedral, as he's just kind of listening to Esmeralda and this abbot talk about wedding dresses, and is curious about the conversation he had with the Burgermeister.
Okay, thank you. Now, as we have met all of these fine folks, let us jump back in and see just what is going on. Now, where are we? And Boop. Here we go. Let's put you all somewhere where you can see. Da. Okay, so here they are in the grounds of the abbey. Within the inner wall, which is only like waist high, it's not like a big defensive thing, and they can see the large building with its 2 wings, north and east. This map is rotated
Flying
anti-clockwise
building.
by 90 degrees.
Mm.
And you...
I see.
Right, yeah, so back out. The gate is on the north side.
Mm. Right, okay, I understand.
And the abbot, Esmeralda, and Krieg have just arrived. And Esmeralda, Krieg, you see Vanta, Asara, and after a short moment, Zenek, not yet? Okay, you guys going to come around the corner?
No,
Okay.
I was going to say not yet, but he's coming around the corner.
Right, when he comes. And you see him emerge from the far side as they seem to have been perusing the graves. You know, they're getting into the Barovian spirits and just moping around the graveyard.
I was choosing a plot.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so let us chill Sirenscape out a little bit. It's getting excited. Bum, bum, bum. Loading up. So bear with me, everyone. Oh, hello, Ravens. Hello, Ravens. Indeed. Bunter is called and floats off into the sky.
Goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Right, so, Krieg, Esmeralda, what are you doing?
I
You
am
are
looking around to see if I
you're
can see
also-
Rina's body anywhere.
confronted suddenly by this mongrel folk that was in front of you. Here we are. This one.
Who are you?
What do you want?
There you go. Thank you, Sirenscape. I didn't spot that last week. And then they see the abbots there, and they just come running up to him, and he just like puts a beneficent hand on them, lays it on their forehead. Ah, yes. Have you been doing your duties? And they're like, yes, I have. Can't say the same for this one. And he's like, what do you mean? I was the best. I was the best. And these 2 mongrel folk confront you at the gates. Esmeralda, Zip Krieg.
I turn to the abbot. Are these the people you told me about just now that you were helping?
Yes, the unfortunate Bellevue family.
What happened to them?
Oh, they were afflicted, and I tried to help them. There were side effects. This land is very strange, but they were rather taken with their new additions, and they kept asking for more, and of course I tried to say no, but they pleaded so. They were so desperate for my aid. And here we are.
We can't hear any of this, can we?
Befitting of your grace.
No, you're right there as well, Vanta.
Can I insight check that then, please?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to see where is the abbot?
Which of you 2
It's
currently
floating.
has the body?
Yes.
I have a bit of it. Oh no.
No,
I have a bit of it.
Irina's body. Not that
We
body.
need a bit of it.
I hope you didn't
I
take her
don't want
apart.
to well, but her hand
Seneca,
fell
you
off
have to be
the
more
eye.
specific.
Irina's body.
Last I recall, she was.
in the corner, like hides.
Wasn't she sitting by the door?
Up
Yeah,
somewhere?
Did you-
Yeah.
No, but,
She was leaned up against the wall near the opening.
no,
of the
but I picked her
courtyard.
up on the way round here, then gave her to one of you guys before I went round to the grave.
Yes.
Vanta
So-
can have it if Someone
Vanta.
needs to
Is
have
she
it.
in the well now? I think we
No, no, no.
completely forgot about
No,
that,
no,
and
no.
everyone was
No,
like,
I'm
I
pretty sure you
got her.
dropped her up somewhere.
I got her.
We left her at the door to the abbey.
Yes. Then we
and
went
then
down the
the
well.
fight happened.
Then we got back. I took her back round. Then when like, actually, I'm gonna go check the grave. Hold on to her. And I'm gonna go get it.
I think it
Vantra is
was
now
me.
carrying her bridal
Yes,
style.
this-
Or
Cool.
there you go. Esmeralda is now carrying her
Yes,
bridal
there you
style.
go. Nope.
Nope,
Vanta,
I'm
all about it.
Sarah.
Okay.
Vanta.
I'm going
So
to
many
just like
names.
put my hand on Vanta's arm as if to like, come on, like, and then like try and walk past the abbot. Because it's like, yeah, we're ready to leave now. Come on, bye bye. And he's just gonna turn to you guys and be like, and kind of towards the abbot, like, thank you so much for allowing us to receive the blessings of your temple, but we really must be going.
Oh, no, you cannot. Where would you like to lay your friend to rest that they may be?
My
Sorry, I misspoke before. We just needed a blessing. That was all. And
Give me a
we
deception
really
check.
need to go.
also, John, my insight earlier
I
was
was gonna
19.
guess.
How many of those
Ooh, nice.
Belleviews actually wanted some extra additions? How honest was that? Or was he a bit
Okay.
sore happy?
So yeah, a deception from Zenicus and an insight from Vanta, please.
I've got my deception.
I rolled
but I'm gonna
19.
let that go first.
So sorry, Vanta, once more.
19.
Um,
19.
They were speaking perfectly straight.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it's,
I kind of like him.
almost feel
Well-
like it's worse, but I don't know.
I mean,
That is an odd look. Regardless, she doesn't like this. Is carrying, as Zeneca suggested.
I got a lovely 7, lucky 7. So we'll see how that goes.
My son, deception is never the way.
I mean,
Speak,
it's work.
speak your mind, or forever hold your peace.
Okay. I don't feel comfortable leaving anyone here. See ya.
Why not? It is safe.
For who? For who? For whom?
Thank you. I appreciate the correction. What do you mean? This is House of the Morning Lord.
I mean, yes. But I think I've just come to feel that we'd be safer keeping an eye on ourselves.
I witnessed what everyone else did down in the village. I don't think anyone is safe with you.
And yet I still feel safer with us.
Abbott. It was her wishes to. It was her wish to be placed here. This is true. However, I think that she was also, at times, a rational and fairly level headed person. Thusly, I do not think she would submit to being placed unprotected by allies that she knows well, somewhere where we have just been affronted by your other guests. Perhaps. Unless you want to explain to us more about this disease and why exactly they would not attack her like they did us.
You were attacked?
Indeed. It's why we don't feel
I'm
safe.
bleeding. You can see my bones here
All of
if
us
you look.
bleeding.
I pull my shirt,
Covered
my
in
collarbone
gashes.
is like exposed.
You just noticed.
Sarah?
We weren't fighting each other. A House of the Morning Lord? You sent us here.
Yes.
You sent us
Morning,
here
Avenue.
and didn't tell us a secret password or a phrase that wouldn't get us fighting amongst ourselves down in the bottom of a well bleeding to death.
Did you trespass
We were
within the
bleeding.
walls?
Trespassing. You
Expressly,
told us-
I expressly said to meet you here, and then we could go in together. And the Shire one, the Shire of the two that were on the gatehouse here, the one that's over behind the trees there, kind of like peeks out from around the trees, and says, "They've killed Mishka."
Oh no.
Mishka attacked us. We were hoping to take a seat inside while we waited peacefully and were assaulted, and our friend Vanta here was thrown down a well and attacked viciously.
You can see my bone.
My
Also, don't forget it was out in the open that we were confronted by
I
Strahd.
hadn't gone inside yet. We were out in the open.
my apologies. The effects that afflict some of the Belleviews are regrettable. Allow me to help you. I have healing. Let us get out of this
Yes.
cult, and I will assist you.
I mean, I appreciate the offer. You do. But I think we're just going to stay at an inn in the town tonight.
Oh, by all means, return down to the village after. Just please come in so that I may give you some healing. There is a potion in the hall.
Is he about to kill us? Is there a roll I can make for this?
Okay.
I regret so terribly that my children caused you harm.
Zenekas is
Craig-
giving eyes to Esmeralda, like panic.
I want to do a perception check, an insight check,
Crick?
rather.
Craig looks pretty beat himself actually, and like having not seen really anything that happened in the yard, just some weird statements. He'll like kind of start inching his way towards the cathedral and just saying like, "Oh, that sounds really nice, actually."
Can I roll
Vander's
one
As he walks
hovering
past, I might
beside
hold
him.
on to him
Oh, take your chance, take
and
your
like
chance.
maybe pleasantly.
Yeah,
And
Vanter
I might,
will hover at his side.
Holding body.
Out of 27.
Ooh, wow.
On the inside,
Ooh.
So,
they are telling the truth.
Mm-mm.
that makes it even more concerning to me.
Exactly. Don't care. I'm not comfortable staying here for any length
Okay,
of time.
we're not in danger, but yeah, it turns out he's just a really, really creepy Mr. Rogers.
Okay, right. Hang on a sec. Vanter is going to, holding the body, say, all right, let me make a suggestion of sorts. I am also a holy person, and I'm suddenly having a moment of clarity in which I recall first meeting all of you and talking to you about how I don't eat, sleep, and that my closest friends were crows and ravens. And I can understand how that is odd. And I feel like perhaps there might be a bit of that happening here. But that doesn't change the fact that we were attacked. So please understand that we might not be comfortable going in, and that is not a slight on you. So maybe heal us here and we can discuss outside.
I'm afraid all of my things are inside. If
We
you are
will
not willing to
wait.
come, I cannot perform the necessary procedures that you require out here in a
You
graveyard.
can't perform
That is
magic outside.
magic.
I heal Krieg right now for like 1 day. Cure wounds first level. You can't do this. Cure wounds. This is. It's just there's no difference between being under rocks and being under the sky. We are all within the sight of our great lords and the Raven Queen, who watches over us all as we live in this eternal light.
He
You
did
get
mention
7
that it was a
points.
potion, though, Vanta.
Yeah, he did mention potion.
Nah. You
But
get 7 points.
potions
plus
can be
4.
brought
It's
outside.
11. Krieg.
Very large potion.
A decanter of.
Just a
Can
bathtub.
we get a
or
little
something.
carafe? A carafe of healing potion. Sort of a picnic.
A trough of healing.
Basically just packed at that point, isn't it?
I like that.
The
Get like
trough
a little
of healing.
spa in the graveyard.
The abbot looks around him. Otto, Siegfried, back to your posts. I will retire within. Whether these folk join me or not, the Morning Lord will shine his light. And starts to try and drift towards the main gates, towards the courtyard. And
He's doing crazy eyebrows, being like, "We need to go. We need to go."
Otto and Siegfried make their way back to the either side of the gate there.
I am personally torn. In the fact that my skin is,
Yes.
but also mentally and physically, emotionally.
I think it's best if we retire to an inn.
I think it would be best to go somewhere.
I will help you bring you in.
All right.
Carrying our
No,
dead friend, though.
no, I think, once we leave, I have a plan for that, but I think we should not discuss here.
Well, something that Vanta will do right now is so Krieg, you got a healing. Vanta will look. Let me check the stream. Vanta's going to do some healing, but I can roll that and just let you guys know. So, she will heal. Xenicus, you get back 8 points.
Hey.
Esmeralda, were you hurt?
Don't worry
You
about
didn't
me.
fight. Are you okay? Then, Asara.
I'm doing better than everybody else by far. Don't worry about me.
Asara, I'm sorry. You only get 5 points back, but it's a buffer for now.
I'm appreciative for all that you give.
Yep. Always.
Yeah. Vanta might be able.
Marin,
Always
I
and
don't
forever.
think I've ever had a nicer thing said to me.
Welcome.
in chat. The module helps, Charlie. The module
Here's me
helps.
last night.
Yeah,
Hey,
I gotta say, the
you've got-
offline
you've
game
got-
as well.
You've got another sibling.
We
You've got
do have
another
spiritual.
sibling.
Yeah.
You can't just switch them out.
Yeah, let's just kill off one sibling just to make one other sibling powerful. We're not playing
No, it works.
Highlander.
That is zero-sum game when it comes to family members. Anyway, I'm fine.
Vanta is going to heal herself now.
As the abbot makes his way to the main doors and opens them, you hear the sounds of various bestial cries just go up from, and like a lot of them go up from inside the abbey. And he's like, "Yes, my children, I am back. I have returned. Yes, don't worry. Dinner will be served soon. Dinner will be served soon."
Oh my god. Leave.
Everyone shares shifty eyes.
Yeah, I think we just Zeneca's tries to calmly get everyone out down the hill.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Let me just find the guys.
La la la.
And you just hear his voice go up. Cloven? Cloven? How is the bride? You hear a boom. Have a big door.
Yeah, I suppose he was looking for a bridal dress.
Not that we have no idea that, do we?
He's gonna have one of those
What
little.
did you
No, we
do?
do not.
Yeah, only Esmeralda and Krieg know that.
Yeah.
Esmeralda and I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
As we
Zeneca,
walk
We should
down,
let's go
probably
down the hill.
Nice, Charlie.
Do-do-do.
as we walk down, Vanta will just turn to the others and say, w- "Did you find any cause to mistrust him when you went in the master's house?" I want to try and ascertain if we were overreacting or not. I sometimes do that. Although we were
No,
almost killed.
in this case, you definitely weren't overreacting. In fact, if there's any way to get at the
So,
he
underreacting
It's a
potentially.
weirdo.
yes.
Well,
He may
Craig
be
calling
looking
that
for a
a weirdo,
bride for
that's huge.
Strahd, shall we say. And we almost gave him
What?
one. A bride.
I mean,
Best
she's not
dresses the
much.
whole way up.
She's not much of a bride right
I
now.
suspect,
Anyway.
given what we just saw at the castle, that might not necessarily be a barrier.
Oh, like Zeneca walks fast.
He was talking Burgomaster and was the Burgomaster and his wife about their daughter basically bargaining, saying that perhaps he could bring her back somehow, that he was missing. Just asking them for help, dangling her daughter in front of them.
Yeah, he tried to make a weird deal with them. It, and the Burgermeister seemed really pressured. It was bizarre. Like the abbot kind of has, of course, other than the carrot on a stick of his bringing his daughter back to life, some other weird power over this place.
As skeptical as I am of other deities, I have a feeling that the Morning Lord would not look so kindly on someone who might be looking to use bodies to make brides, etc. It
My
doesn't sit well.
my cousin used to he had a thing that he said for this.
A
Uh,
matter? A prayer?
no, more like a
Sometimes I
phrase or an
used to talk to
analogy,
myself. I
like
enjoyed talking to myself.
the rooster. What does he say? The rooster rules in the peacock's shadow.
I like chicken. It's very delicious.
Maybe he used it to talk about like a shadow government kind of thing.
There's a shadow
Maybe the
government.
abbot's the real ruler around here.
Ah, I see what you're
Whoever
talking
he
about
is,
now.
we're I think it was a good move to leave as soon as we could.
Yes. We mentioned staying overnight, but I worry that is that a good idea? And if it is, like once we're definitely out of earshot of the place, it's like I definitely don't think that we should keep the body, like take the body into an inn. I think that's going to be an awkward conversation no matter how we. I think your cart.
So we go back
Your
to the tower.
oh, the wagon's still there.
For now, I suppose, but in the long term, if anyone tries to get in who doesn't know how,
Hey, Cass.
the entire thing will up in flames.
I'm
I mean, that
sure
might be
Arena
preferable to
would.
the alternative.
Yes.
Yes, but in the long term, I think that's not something we can rely on necessarily. But for now, at least, we can keep her there. I don't know where else we can put her that might be as safe.
We could potentially ask. We could put the body in the wagon and potentially see if there's any sort of like wagon parking barn here, and like some of us just stay in the barn with the wagon so that no one goes in. I would volunteer if we need someone, but I don't think that taking the body anywhere visible to a bunch of people, and leaving the wagon
Especially
unattended.
given how many witnesses there are, what happened earlier.
Indeed.
I would also volunteer. Persuasion, socializing, those are not my strengths. So if you wanted someone company, Xenicus.
Between us, we can do a because we're elves, we can technically do a full rest with just the two of us doing watches.
Oh yeah, we just like meditate.
Mantra through it.
Nice.
Mantra through. Prayer
Well, let's
time.
try that for now.
So go back to the wagon, put the body back in the wagon, and then kind of guide the wagon through the town to hopefully find a place to park it.
I assume there's some kind of time to repo spill on the body, and she's not like smelling or anything yet.
Yeah, Arena's okay. Is Arena dead? Dead?
No, the body was warm still.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Do we have
I
to?
just said that.
Do we have to like give it like food and
Food?
water? Like yeah. How's this
No,
gonna work?
no, it just needs to be
Can I
just
do
needs to be
a me- can I-
protected physically.
Okay.
Okay.
Because like that's
Just
gonna
give
be
it
a
words of affirmation. That's what it eats now.
good body. Good body.
Yeah. From where we are, can we see? Because like, we had to go up a hill, right? Kind of get here.
Yes.
Can we kind of
you're
see the
400
lay of
feet
the
up.
land a little bit?
Yes,
Stunning.
quote, hang on. Quote unquote, if I may. Stunted pine trees grow out of the rocky earth in the graveyard near the foundation of the abbey's north wing. The windows of the structure are cracked panes of leaded glass. Ancient gravestones burst from a thin crust of snow in the yard. Beyond the low wall that surrounds the graveyard, the ground falls away. The village lies 400 feet below. The view is breathtaking, as is the well.
I can't breathe. Anyway, can we see any kind of inn, tavern as we approach the town? As we approach, like kind of constantly looking out.
Well, you have to leave the abbey first.
We're walking away.
Oh yeah, we've been.
Oh, like actually, like
Full
moving
time.
forward. Sorry, I thought
Yeah,
we were just
This would be
Michael,
like
Michael
through that.
said as we're out of earshot, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
This whole
I assume
conversation
you're walking
is
down this whole time.
all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah, walk and talk. Bye. We love you too.
Are you
I
shouting
thought
at-
that
are
was
they-
done.
are
we just
they-
take
are
our
they-
cues from John. John's like giving hearts, and we're like, yeah, love
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
that
kill us, please.
was at Domingo. That's at you.
Hi, Domingo. This is for you.
Are you staying together, or is Xenicus going on by himself?
I mean, I presumed everyone's with
Oh,
me.
we're all going together.
We're all.
Nobody else.
I assume we're all
Yeah, we were
alarmed,
walking-
I think, and not keen to split ourselves up again.
Yeah, I think we started having the conversation once we'd kind of gotten out of maybe visible sight
Yeah,
of the
that's-
abbey, just like, and then this is
Mhm.
kind of carrying on as we go.
Heading towards the
Yeah.
wagon.
Yeah.
Mhm. So everyone's climbing down.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
Catch up. He's a speedy boy. You have to go fast to keep up with Xenicus.
Oh, I see off the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so did I. That's why I hadn't moved my token.
Same.
Okay.
If you make us go all the way
Alright,
down here,
then.
you say nothing actually happens on the way down, I'll be very upset because I've had to click this button many, many times.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
from through the wall.
Like the sound of that.
Thanks,
I'll wait for everyone to
Michael.
catch up then.
Doop, doop, doop. Where's everybody?
I've
So here,
run
folks,
away.
they're making their way down this snaking path that goes down the side of the mountain back down to the village of Valaki below.
Bunch of pin turns.
Yeah.
at the worst.
Banter is now
Vanessa-
running
not
away.
there, not there.
Ah!
On the path,
Someone
please,
just
on the
called out
path.
I just slide on the screen
That
or
is a
something.
man-
Van,
This is
please, God.
Well, then technically the conversation hasn't happened yet because we said we'd do it as we got
Okay.
away from the abbey.
Hey, and
Yeah.
everyone stop there for a second, please. Craig, do you want to catch up?
Sarah has gone completely the wrong way.
Vanta looks back and is like, Sarah, it's over here. Point,
Yes.
single, spindly finger.
Why are you a witch now?
Uh-oh.
We will
As-
discuss
Not a
that
good
later.
sound.
You are making your way down the path, down to the village below, towards the rolling mists that hide the majority of the buildings, except for the rooftops peeking up above. Krieg, you hear a noise you're usually only accustomed to coming from yourself, as wings beat the sky above, accompanied by snarling jaws, and as you had feared to be in this area, you are set upon by a pack of airwolves.
What?
Da, 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 da.
Werewolves!
Here they come. Rah! Roll me some initiative, you
Damn it.
fools.
No! I have 3 spell slots left.
I offered
Oh,
you
it's
healing.
Good. 18 plus 1.
So all of these
He was
are
terrifying!
all of these are flying out of the sky towards you,
Initiative.
sent by an angry Count Strahd von Zarevich.
Okay, first of all, this is... We...
Esmeralda, is that a new one for you?
Good
That's
point.
21. Is that yours?
Yeah, the 21's mine.
Okay.
I rolled well for
I
change.
also got a
I can't see the
21.
old.
Boom. Boom. Okay, let's get everyone in the turn order here.
Esmeralda, what's your dex?
My dex is +4.
Mine is +5, so I think I go
Ooh.
first.
Okie dokie.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I rolled pretty high in initiatives then.
Ooh. We are pretty good. Maybe we
Ooh.
can kill them all before they attack us. Ooh, wee.
Awoo.
The number is
I need to remember to give my vigilant blessing to people.
The number's
Okay.
just got reset.
Dear roll 20. Why did you just do that? Luckily it's in the chat still. Boom. Boom. Okay. The Airwolves are on 9, the Winter Airwolf is on a 13. Sorry, what was yours, sorry?
21.
Okay, thank you. And Vanta?
I'm on 19.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I put it in.
It did, it got reset.
It got reset, yeah. It's okay.
Okay.
Well
So,
rolled. Very nice.
Krieg, as you are alerted by the sound of wings that you're not usually accustomed to being accompanied by werewolf sounds, you look up to the sky and you see them coming and... What the fuck is going on, Roll20?
Yeah.
I think it's just because you have control of her character, you're seeing. You can see her.
No, it's just deleted the wolves again and reset people's
Oh,
initiatives.
yeah,
that's
so it has.
right. I mean, that's okay.
Okay, I am writing it down on a piece of paper.
Analog, we're analog now.
Damn you.
Oh.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Little goblins.
Yeah, one of the.
Esmeralda's screen? You
It's
should
my world.
you should be seeing everyone's screen, Thamio. I think it's I just got hers as her nameplate being visible. There you go. Sorry about that. So it was Krieg, then Esmeralda, yes?
Sorry, wasn't it?
I
Yeah, you have a
I-
higher dex.
I don't your dex.
So Azara's is better?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then sorry, Xenicus, what was yours?
I was 18.
18, so next is Vanta.
Yeah.
And then Xenicus, and then that
We all
one.
rolled very well
and
for
that
initiative.
one. Okay.
We really
so,
did.
Krieg, go for it, sir. Screw you, Tornado. Piss off. Piss off, Ghost.
Okay. So, I have 9 silver arrows left.
Try and slay
Um,
these
Ooh.
bastards.
So, I'm gonna fly up a little bit, but not so much that they're gonna all follow me, because that would be a problem. Just a couple feet off the air,
Cheers, Samuel.
or off the ground rather. And I'm going to take 2 shots at this one, the one in the bottom right corner.
Okay.
So it's the farthest one away from me.
Yep.
But first, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on it as a bonus action, and then first shot 17.
17 will. Ooh. Sorry, they got multiple HPs, multiple ACs. Yep, that hits.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be 7 piercing with the silvered arrow.
Notice.
And then,
Dramatic.
Right.
since I was able to hit it, it is a favored enemy now.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to do one of these. And we're going to agitate the swarm, so that's 2d6.
So 7 from the silver, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, 7 from the silver and 10 from favored enemy and hunter's mark.
Okay. For anyone that was just confused, Sam, thank you for dropping by today. Anyone that was confused by my description of them descending from the clouds, these are Arakocra that have been turned into werewolves.
Airwolves.
Werewolves. So what's the total, Chris?
Hold on, one more d6 from agitating the swarm. So it's going to be a total of 19 damage for the first shot.
Now, does the swarm stuff count as magical?
Hold on. I know it's force damage.
Right, it's a magical effect, right?
Yes.
I mean, if it's force damage, it's not. It's only like usually the effects are only like damage reduced from slashing, bludgeoning, and blah blah blah, isn't it?
Right.
Force usually goes through full.
Yeah, as far as I know, as far as I can read here, yeah, it's force damage. It's a magical effect.
I mean, it's a magical swarm of bugs.
Right. Oh yeah, other types of damage are okay, Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bludgeoning, piercing,
Yeah.
and slashing.
I think it's meant to be just weapon damage that's not silvered.
Okay, so that was 19. Yep.
Yes. So that was the first shot.
Go for it.
Although that's what my stats are the same.
Second. Okay, wow. Rolled a natural 1. So that's 11.
Ooh. If you've got them, let them
That's
fly,
a-
folks. Okay. That misses. And remember, you have advantage, folks, if you want to use it. Don't nominate that before you roll. Okay.
Yeah.
And Sarah, your turn. Esmeralda, you're on deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let
Now, are these
thought
still
that-
above us, or some
I-
of them landed? Sorry.
They're
I
all
see. Yeah.
flying.
So we've got 4 air wolves and then 1 big wolf.
Yes.
Okay.
The Chinook. His name.
I am going to go ahead and do a short bow. I got a 10.
Misses, I'm afraid. Swoops out the way.
And I am not hiding, so I cannot
No.
sneak attack or anything like that. But I do have. No, that's going to be the end for me.
Okay. Thank you. Esmeralda. Bunter, you're on deck.
So there are 4 small ones and 1 big one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am first going to use my bonus action to activate Blade Song for the first time ever. It's been 3 months. Okay, I can do that. So I
Like all the
imagine
wolf
Esmeralda
cheered.
is- right? So that's gonna be a nice +3 bonus to AC. Advantage in acrobatics, +3 to con saving throws or spells, etc., etc. So I'm gonna do that. Probably she's gonna just take a deep breath and kind of gather herself, and then she suddenly seems much more graceful. Like she's familiar with it. She's a monster hunter. This is what she does, and she is going to fire her crossbow at the big wolf.
Okay, go for it.
Does 16 hit?
It does.
Excellent. So that's going to be, first off, 6 piercing, plus, it's not magical or anything, so I don't know if that'll have any effects, but I'm also going to expend a superiority die
Hey.
for the first time as well, because I've never been in combat for 3 months. And I am going to do a goading attack.
Okay.
So they're going to need to make a wisdom throw DC 16.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
DC 16, you're saying?
Yeah.
Boop. 15, so close.
Okay, so now he is at disadvantage on all attacks against other targets except for me until the end of my next turn.
Noted.
And I also get to add a d8 to my damage roll, I believe. So I'm going to add an additional 2. So that's my crossbow. And which of the airwolves looks the most damaged at this point?
But the only other one that's taken damage is the one that Craig went for to your southeast.
Okay. I'm going to try and focus that one down with my second attack, which I'm going to be using a firebolt for.
Firebolt?
Does a nat 20 hit?
Do that, Blade Singer, you jammy bastard. Yeah, Blade Singer can use their cantrips as their second attack action.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's so cool.
So that's 2d10. So that's not great. So 7, but it's a crit, so I guess it's 14?
No, roll the double the number
Roll
of
twice,
dice.
sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, so hopefully it's better that time. Doop, 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 doop. That's me a 14, which is much better. That's 21
So,
fire damage total.
21 fire damage, nice.
She's in her element. She's swirling around and fire's going everywhere. Crossbow bolts are going everywhere. She's mostly happier than you've seen her look in a while.
Yeah, this is what she was made for. This is what she's been doing all of her life.
Yeah.
This is a
For a
monster
while.
hunter. And
Yeah.
that one
Like,
is
well, that makes me hurt.
that one
That's
is
what she's
blooded.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right, thank you. And Vanta, Zenika's your deck.
You're muted, Vanta.
How's the lighting situation? Would you say we're in dim light or is it daylight still?
It's daylight.
Okay, never mind then. Right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the Mace of Terror. I'm going to turn to the... Now, can I just ask, did the big wolf look like it was leading the pack? Like, did it look like it was commanding them in any way?
That'd be a safe assumption.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to move to that.
It's
Actually, I
it's
think I
30
can get it
feet
from
up,
here,
by the way.
can't I?
Yeah.
It's 30 feet up?
Yeah, that's what the wings are there, yeah.
Ah! Bloody hell. That's why I needed to fly. Or have any of them landed on the floor?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Haven't had a turn.
they haven't had.
Okay, right, then I'm going to hold my action to attack with the Mace of Terror once the big wolf gets within range of me.
Okay.
And because Esmeralda has specifically goaded it, I'm going to move a little closer to her, just so that I get more of a chance of getting there.
Okay.
Cool. Bonus action. Does anyone look particularly hurt?
I mean, we all pretty hurt, not particularly.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will pause for now, and instead I will use my bonus action to do. It just disappeared. I'll use my bonus action to do Harness Divine Power, and I'll regain a spell slot that I've used. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a level 2 spell slot, so I get one of those back. All right, that's it. Holding my action, when that thing comes in range, I'm gonna whack it with my mace.
Okay. Thank you. Right, so these creatures are still swirling around in the air above you, their jaws salivating as they look down. Xenicus.
This also will not be able to do much because everything's out of range. So Xenicus is going to stand between Ez and Fanta and ready, like, to kind of defend them or assault anything that comes within range. So I'm holding my action until one of them gets into melee range with me.
Okay.
That's all I can do for. Oh, actually, other important question I have.
Yes.
Has it been 10 minutes since I visited the grave?
Has it been what, sorry?
10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Cool. But how at 10? 10? It is important.
So you're breaking up a lot, mate. Say again.
Oh. How many minutes has it been since I visited the grave?
Um,
It is important.
say 30.
30? Cool. Okay, it's 4 points of healing, 2 points of healing, and 4 points of healing. Nice. Okay. Okay. I'm holding my action. I'm done.
Okay. Now. As you do that, you see that larger of the wolves, just its eyes narrow, just burning red behind its fur, and it zooms in on Esmeralda. This effect taking effect,
Bro.
yeah, and just
Whack it.
swoops around. It's going to avoid the rest of you, and it's going to swoop
Oh, no.
around.
If it's going to, if it goes to
swooping round us.
Esmeralda, it's going to come within my. It's going to come into my range.
Not
Of
if it
what?
flies at us. Or it can fly.
If it's ever within 5 feet of Esmeralda, let me know.
It's gone to the other side of Esmeralda. It's going to
That would
jump
still.
there.
Fuck
Yeah, it would fly right. Yeah, it flies around us.
Okay, so it just goes flying over there and drops down, and as soon as it hits the snowy path, it lashes out with its claws at you, Esmeralda. And
I'm just wondering how it would know to avoid me if it hasn't seen me preparing the attack. I don't know.
it's avoided everyone. It's just going for her because she goaded it, and it is attacking
the
you. And where's the thing there? Ah, higher up. Dirty 20, Esmeralda.
It beats it, I believe.
Okay.
How is your AC also higher than mine? Jeez.
Thank you, Blade Song. Otherwise, it definitely would have hit.
Just got plus, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I really
Okay.
I
Just
was-
definitely dents out of the way.
That
Probably
is
faster than that, though.
11 slashing damage, Esmeralda.
Wait, so did hit me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Beats it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's on my... The person who rolled beats it, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's okay.
So that's 11 slashing damage, and I need a strength saving throw, please.
Okay. Well, that's not bad, actually. 19?
Okay, yes, this huge wolf just comes, swooping round and comes in behind you, slashes you across, and just thumps into you with its claws. There's a huge strength behind that attack, and it almost knocks you down, but you manage to withstand and stay up. And that is the end of that legendary action, and it is its turn.
Did it land?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, let me take that off the token so we know. You got to keep track of that.
Well, I did what I was supposed to do. That's good.
And it is going to. Oh, at the start of each of its turns. Okay, Esmeralda, up close as you see this thing come around behind you, and you go to. I'm trying to attack it. You see some of those wounds from your crossbow bolts start to heal over, as it seems to regenerate some of its lost wounds.
Okay.
Let's see here. And then it is going to lash out at you. First with its claws once more. Dirty 20 again.
Yep, that hits
So
then.
that is 11. Too big. 15 slashing damage.
Okay.
And oofed. Sorry, it's oofed. 15 slashing damage and another saving throw, please.
Okay.
Strength saving throw.
Yeah. That's a 15.
Okay, this time it's just the ferocity of both of those attacks. Your balance was kind of knocked off a little bit from the first one, managing to withstand it. But then the claw swings around again and punches you to the ground as the slashing damage goes through your armor and rakes across your chest, and you are knocked to the snow. And it goes to bite you with advantage as you're knocked prone. That is 24,
Yep, well that hits.
and that is. This one and 8 piercing damage,
Okay.
and 8 piercing damage and 5 necrotic damage.
Okay, well I just lost 40 hit points in a turn. Better me than you guys.
Yeah, that would have taken any of us down.
And can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yep.
Oh my god.
9. Rolled a 2.
9. Okay. Thank you. Right. So
You're
that's the end of
welcome,
its
I'm sure.
turn. And it is just snarling at all of you. And then it is the smaller one's turn, so they come swooping in. That one of them's going to come swooping towards you, Vanta. So does that trigger?
No, I just saved that only big one.
Right. Okay. So this one, they're going to come swooping in, one on each of you.
I was gonna say, if it came with it, one of them came within 5 feet of me, I just said anything that came within melee range.
Okay. So yeah, take your attack there.
Cool.
It's the one that's already injured as well, so hopefully.
Yeah. That is going to hit, I'm guessing. 25.
Yes. Yeah.
Think about that, and I got really worried. I'm like, wait,
Sorry.
what?
John, you're killing us, literally.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as get to finally flash with a nice new lost sword. Hopefully, it's
Huzzah.
happy with this.
I mean,
Whoosh, that is 12 magical piercing damage
Noted.
and 4 lightning damage.
So yep. Okay.
Because it was a held action, do I get my other attack? Because it was I held my action, so I get 2 attacks when I.
Yep, that is the attack
Fine.
action. Yep, definitely. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
cool. Just checking.
Yeah.
Didn't want to. The next one is 21.
Nice.
Whoosh. Those rolls were shit. That is 2 lightning damage and 9 piercing.
Okay. Tell me what happens.
Oh, nice. So it just has this thing. This was the one that was going for Vanta, yeah?
The one that's next to you.
Okay. So I presumed it was going for Vanta. So I think I just ducked down and just like pierced up underneath its chin as it comes to go round to go for me, and just like the lightning comes up the sword and just kind of like grazes right through its head.
Nice. Yeah, you just see the light just plays over its surface all around its fur, and it just goes limp on the blade, and you just keep the motion of your blade swinging, and the corpse just slides off and goes sliding down the hill to the next path layer below. Okay.
That's my actions.
Noted. 2 seconds here. Right, okay. So, the other ones are going to go for the other 3 of you. Get the thing here. Okay, Vanta, the one that's next to you, tries to bite.
okay.
Tries to bite. There we go. Oh, only an 11, so that misses you. And then
Yeah.
the claws rake across. 6, so misses. Okay, Asara Bell, the bite. 13.
Nope.
Okay, and the claws. Dirty 20. So that's 7,
Yep.
7 slashing. And on you, Krieg, the bite. 8. And the claws. 21, so that's 5 slashing, Krieg. That's their turn. As they're still in the air, but they're next to you. They're not landed, but they're just hovering right there.
Cool. Close enough to a melee attack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
They seem quite confident.
I mean, by the look of us, I can understand why.
I would too, yeah.
We're only one down.
And
We're
that
almost
brings
one
us
hit, we're elbow down.
all the way back round to you, Krieg.
Okay.
Sorry,
So-
next. Sorry.
Much too close for me to hit with my bow.
Afraid so, yeah, they're in melee.
Yeah, so we're gonna switch to short sword. And
And roll to get that bonus action disengage.
right, it is not silvered, however, as I'm gonna cast Searing Smite on it. But
Nice.
that's what hit the
But you,
roll
I can say
to
you
hit.
do have a silvered sword. Because when you get the lost sword, I gave you my silvered one.
Ah,
You
okay.
have one.
So then I have 2 swords.
What a mighty warrior.
And I do have 2 weapon fighting, but we're just going to use this one to hit. Let's see. Does a 26 hit?
26 definitely does, yes.
Okay. So it's going to be 9 piercing. And as I hit, the weapon flares with flame.
Yes.
And it does an extra 2d6 of fire damage.
Awesome.
So that's 7 fire damage. And it ignites in flame.
Haha. Excellent.
So
Airwolf
at
on
the
from
start
play.
of its next turn, it has to make a con save. Otherwise, it continues to take fire damage.
Noted.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
So I do have a second attack.
Go for it.
So this one will be with the silvered sword. Does a 24 hit?
It does.
Okay. Only 7 more damage, I'm afraid.
Oh dear. That's not too shabby, sir. Okay. So, yes, your silvered sword flashes out, cutting, and there's a whoosh, and the flames dance off the blade and ignite the fur of this creature as it oohs in pain. Okay, thank you. Asara,
Okay,
answer on
so
deck.
I am going to actually shoot at Big Boy over here because if he is within 5 feet of someone, then I get to do sneak attack without.
You will, point of nature, you will have disadvantage because you're in combat.
You're melee.
Okay, then I'll get the boy in front of me.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Maybe you've got inspiration as well if you want to use it. That doesn't need it, but yep, that hits.
Yep. And that's going to be 8 piercing damage.
Okay, it's
and
a regular sword?
It's a dagger. It's a regular
Right.
dagger.
Regular, okay. 8, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And I am going to give myself steady aim for the next turn. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Vanta. Tanika's turn
Okay.
deck.
Alright, I am going to move so that I within reach of this thing.
Okay, the werewolf will go for an attack of opportunity.
It's not engaged with me.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It missed you, but it's fighting you.
Oh, that one, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that bloody thing.
Sorry,
Okay,
am I just more
hang on, never mind then. I'm changing. I'm changing my. Hang on.
No problem, no problem. Actually, while you're thinking, after Zara's turn, the large wolf will use its one of its.
No, I've got what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm doing.
Sorry, I'm still gonna take the legendary action and go for Esmeralda.
When is my turn though? Is my turn after Asara?
Oh,
yes.
Sorry, yeah, wrong way around. Yeah.
Although you're not here anymore.
Just
My
lying
bad,
on
my
the
bad.
ground.
Yeah, go for it.
My own problems. All right. Well, I've got 16 HP left, so I'm going to pull out all the stops. I'm going to try and catch both the big one next to me and the one up to the north in a lightning bolt.
Is that like a cone or?
It's a line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide.
Okay, so you're gonna
So I'll move down one like this maybe. Oops, not that way, the other way. That way, and then just sort of, can I?
Happy off the mountain.
Yeah, that's a steep drop down to the layer
shit, you're
below.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
You can move
Terrain,
up
that's
one.
a thing.
Wait,
I
Esmeralda,
could
move up one.
but
But you
I
wouldn't be able to
still
get
wouldn't be able to get both of them. That's fine. In that
Oh,
case,
right.
so I need to use my movement to get up, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll move. I'll get up, and then I'm going to blast the guy next to me
Well,
with
half of your movement. Yeah.
half movement. That's fine. I'm going to cast that at him and him alone.
Noted.
He needs to make a Dex 15 saving throw.
Dex 15. Okay.
Yep.
That is a 14. Just missed.
Okay, he takes 35 lightning damage.
Oof.
Like,
I am
Esmeralda.
very angry. That was my 1/4 level spell.
I love this idea of you just like blading and then it bites you. Just stand up and go, fuck you!
So sorry, what was the number again there, Ezra?
It was 35.
Thank you.
I am very upset. I have no time to contemplate what just happened. I'm just gonna blast. I think that's all I can do actually at this point.
That's your action.
It's a full spell. It's not a cantrip. That's it.
Okay.
Stare him down.
At the end of your turn, just gets blasted with this lightning and just like goes through its whole body and it shakes and then it just like shakes it off and it just snarls and comes back towards you with its legendary action and goes out lashing for you with those claws again. And that is 26.
Obviously hits.
Sorry, no, 28 and.
Obviously hits.
Then 13 slashing.
Okay.
And the saving throw, please.
Strength.
Strength, yeah, sorry.
Yep. 9. I go down again, I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, yes, you're knocked prone as the claws smash into you again. And it is Vanta's turn.
I cast Spiritual Weapon,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use it to make melee attack against the big one. So, like, 1 second.
Is yours a raven, yes?
It looks like you know how like ravens kind of like when they like want to attack something they can just like pierce through it.
Mhm.
Looks like that. So it is a
There you go.
16.
Rah. Birdie. Are you doing that
16
next?
to hit.
Conjuring that next to the big one, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so let's put it there. And a 16 will just hit, yes.
Nice.
12 points.
All
12
right.
points of force damage, and then on top of that, I really want to get that. I'm gonna risk the attack of opportunity because I've got a high armor class, and I'm gonna move towards it.
Okie doke. The werewolf lashes out with its claws. Boop. 19.
Yep.
And so that is 8 slashing.
Okay. Right. I'm going to use the Mace of Terror on Big Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Suddenly very cold. 16 again. 11 plus 5. And then
Sorry, that's
That
is
would
that
hit, right?
to hit? Yeah. Is that reach on that, or are you moving right next to it?
I have 5 foot reach. Isn't that 5
Yeah.
feet away?
No, that's 10
So
feet
I'll
from
look
there.
from
Let me get your birdie out the way so we can keep track of that.
You have to be right next to something for 5 feet.
There you go.
Oh no, I assumed I got confused with because these squares are huge. I wasn't sure.
Right.
Alright,
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. 10 foot square. Yeah, the
So,
big squares.
first of all, 12 points from the initial spiritual weapon.
Mhm.
This is going to be 4 plus 2, 6 points. So that's 18 total. This is a
Nice.
magical weapon. Now, I assume when I use the charge, is that triggered by the hit?
How's it worded?
Oh wait, hang on a second. I think I might have misunderstood. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge. I thought that meant you hit it and then it expends charge. Okay, right. Sorry, change that. My intention is to expend one of the charges, so I think it wouldn't actually be part of the hit. It would
Yeah.
just be I hold the weapon and it starts. Okay, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay, doke. Wisdom saving throw. 19.
19. Okay. That will be fine. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Now, Vanta, do you have full HP?
Nope.
Okay. So, at the end of your turn, it turns to you and angrily snarling, just like lashes out with its claws towards you. But only gets a what was it plus? Hang on. 18?
Hits.
Okay. So that is 5 plus 4, so 9 slashing damage.
Yeah.
And strength saving throw, please.
15 plus 2, 17.
Meets it, beats it. Okay, so yeah, you managed to keep your feet as it slams you with its claws and goes a nasty gouge across your skin. And then it is Xenicus' turn.
So Zenicus is just going to swipe at the one that attacked Vanta as she kind of came past him.
Go for it.
Whoosh. And I am going to use up my advantage because I want to get this fucker dead. I'm using my inspiration. Whoosh. Ooh, thank God I did, because that one of those was a nat one. But with the advantage, that is 23.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that hits.
Whoosh. And that is nice. That is. I can't do math ever. That is 13 piercing damage and 4 lightning.
Nice. Excellent. Okay.
Still up?
That one wasn't hurt yet.
Okay, then he's going to go in for the second attack.
Okay.
Whoosh. That is going to hit. That's like 19 plus 9, so yeah.
Okay.
And ooh, again, what that? I got this. Always roll shit on my second attack. That is 9 slashing and 2 lightning.
9 slashing, 2 lightning. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, you just your two. Yep. Oh yeah. Your two attacks go whistling through the air and cut vicious cuts into this thing. It is bleeding. It is own blood, but it is still up and flapping in the air in the, next to you, off the edge of the cliff. Okay.
I'm glad it's bleeding its own blood instead of someone else's.
Right?
That'd be
That's
really weird.
for preference. Hey, Artemis. Okay, so the large creature at the end of Xenicus' turn is going to turn on Esmeralda, lying prone, trying to shield herself with her blade from the ground, and is going to get a dirty 20.
You hit 20 or above every single time, just want to point out.
It's plus 9, so.
Still.
Shit.
And that is 12 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay, and you see Esmeralda fall limp in the snow as this claws rake across. And let's just switch this up. And she is in danger zone. It is then its turn, so it turns snarling towards you, Vanta, wanting to do the same, and goes for you with its bite first. That's 23.
Yeah,
And that is...
I'm gonna die in this one.
For 8 piercing damage.
I have 1 HP.
And as the piercing bites, the jaws lock into Vanta's form, the necrotic damage also spills out from that wound, and you see Vanta also fall unconscious into the snow.
Great.
Take a reaction.
Yes.
And I
could do that,
apologize
damn
for
it.
this, Vanta.
Oh well.
Go on.
As Vanta falls, you just hear Zeneca scream, "No!" And all of a sudden his hand comes out, and all the blood that was in his hand comes out, and literally just slams it onto Vanta, who stands up and takes an attack on that creature.
Wow.
I use the Mace of Terror. Can I?
Yeah.
Wait. On
I
the
am
thing. Wait.
using-
On the big one. Which one?
On the big one.
On the big one. I do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait. It's.
I mean, I don't.
I'm. That
You're
was
not.
acting,
You're still unconscious. I am blood manipulating your body.
Oh, wow.
Ah! You're blood bending me.
So,
Katara has entered the chat.
so she'll still...
Okay.
So she'll still be on death saves, Zenicus?
Yes,
Oh,
unfortunately.
wow, okay. I see. Interesting.
Yes.
What I tried to
But-
do yesterday last fall.
So-
I'm
So,
so
yeah,
glad to see it finally worked.
Blood, the blood
So
just
for the
lifts her
third
body.
time in a row. For the third time in a row, this is a 16 again, which I believe is a Zac Efron movie.
Definitely not consistent.
Roll for damage.
but
Thank you.
can I-
Welcome in, Raiders. We're in the middle of a nasty, nasty fight here.
Can I, if I wanted, can I attack it in a way that Vanta would have attacked it?
On you go. I'll let you narrate it. And I've seen Vanta
Okay.
attacking enough that I would do it the way she does it. So.
Welcome, Raiders. We have Aarakocra werewolves with their wings swooping from the skies. One of them much larger than the others. Some of you may know it as a Lugaru from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Ooh.
And Vanta, you are being puppeted to attack.
Yeah. So hang on, if I'd known I could do it in Vanta's way, she would have done another attempt on the wisdom save.
I know it has to be an
So-
attack. It can't. It's not.
It has to be
I
an
can't use
attack?
an act. It has to be an attack. Sorry.
Can she use any attack?
This is make that single weapon attack.
Weapon. Bloody hell.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
That would be
let me think.
overpowered if you could use abilities.
Right, I feel you.
One of the werewolves is
Oh,
on
I heal
fire.
myself.
The spiritual weapon is a weapon. It's a
It's your body that I'm manipulating, unfortunately.
And the spiritual weapon disappears as well.
16.
Sorry. 16 hits.
It's a. Of course it did. 4.
Thank you, Siren. 4 damage.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Boom. That happens there. And actually, I need to just do this. Okay. Noted. And then your body just collapses down into the snow again.
Yay.
I think Krieg, you were like, oh yes, she's okay. Oh, well, no, not yet. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And
Yeah.
that is the Loup-Garou's turn, and so the werewolves. One is going to go for you, Zenicus. It bites. 19.
Beats it.
6 piercing.
Yeah.
And the claws lash out, missing. Asara, the one on you, goes to bite. A 12 misses. A claw. Ooh, 23 hits for 8 slashing. Okay. And then Krieg, your one takes a con saving throw, yes?
Yeah, 15.
A fail.
So it takes 1d6 of fire damage. Do you
Okay.
want to roll or should I?
Okay. Oh, go for it.
Okay. 4 fire damage.
Okay, as it continues to burn. So you just got this terrifying visage of this snarling, growling werewolf on fire coming at you. Okay, as it tries to bite you. 13.
Misses.
And the claws, dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
7 slashing. And, Xenicus,
Yeah.
you, as we get to the end of these werewolves' turn, you see, scrambling up the slope, the almost vertical slope below, another fourth, I guess now, the other one died. Another werewolf comes clambering up onto the path here in front of you, arriving there. This one without wings.
Oh.
This one just comes climbing up from the slope below, and it turns and it lashes out with its teeth and claws at the werewolf next to you.
Wait, sorry?
Wait.
One of the werewolves is attacking another werewolf.
Yes, the one without wings is attacking the one that is in combat with you.
Well, some small grace.
Goes to bite it. Bites it for 6 piercing. The claws lash out. A natural 20 for 14. So that is 20 points of damage. This one is on its last legs as this werewolf just tears into it, growling and snarling equally as ferociously as they are. And, Krieg, it is your turn.
Okay. So, I'm gonna take another swing with the silvered sword at this.
Did it take its fire damage thing? Like its save?
Say again, mate?
Did it take its save for the fire?
At the beginning of its turn, it
Yeah, it
does.
did the con save, yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
I missed it.
That's right.
Bad.
Welcome in, Raiders.
All
Good to
right.
have you. Hope you had a good session. I hope you beat those harpies.
so first hit is a 25,
That'll do it.
and so that's going to be 9 piercing.
Nice.
And we're going to roll for favored enemy and gathered swarm.
Yep. As all the bugs just come pouring off your blade into the creature's fur.
It's a total of 17 damage.
Unfortunately, you see your bugs repulsed as you find out they are wearing flea collars. Sorry. You're good. You're good. What, say again. Sorry, I was busy making stupid jokes.
No, it's fine. So a total of 17 damage.
Okay. Sorry, what was the bugs, awakened bug stuff? The second half? I already did the first slot.
It was. Hold on.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's okay. So it was 5 was the bugs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. This one is bloodied.
Cool. We're taking another swing.
Go for it.
So this one's going to be 27.
Corvin puts the team on his back.
We'll do it.
Yep.
Crick.
My bad.
All right. And so that's 6 piercing, or 11 piercing, I'm sorry.
Nice.
And favored enemy, another 6. So another 17 damage.
Takes it to exactly 0. Tell me what happens, Craig.
So the first swing, he just kind of cuts right down the middle of the torso of this airwolf, and then it kind of reels and like kind of twirls a little bit, and the second swing cuts its wings clean off, and it falls to the ground.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah, there's a gout of blood splashes across the white snow, and it crashes with a roar of pain into the snow, its burning fur giving off a terrible stench, and burning feathers as well. Horrible combination. Okay, and Asar.
Actually, I'm gonna take a movement action as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna move up into the air to try to get out of the range of this wolf. We'll say 20 feet.
20 feet up. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. So Krieg flies, your wings spread wide, and you whoosh up into the air. On its turn, a legendary action is, sorry, the end of your turn, a legendary action uses its mauling pounce. It can move up to its speed as it spreads its wings and comes whooshing up towards you and makes a claw attack. So also 20 feet up in the air. And the claw attack is natural 1, so you're okay. Okay, so yeah, this massive muscled wolf spreads its rather mangy-looking, straggly wings, but they still are enough to bear it aloft as it comes whoosh, one powerful strike of its wings off the ground, its claws dripping snow and blood behind it, and it lashes out with its claw. But you are much more accustomed to being in the air in your much more able form for flying, and you swoop out of the way a la the falcon, and you are not injured by that. And it is Asara's turn. Ezra.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for the not good boy in front of me. That's gonna be 11.
That misses, I'm afraid. But only just.
And sneak attack is on top of the
Yeah, if you hit, you have to hit
attack
first.
that I do if I hit. Okay. All right. And then I will give myself steady aim for the next turn.
Noted. Okay, so it is growling. And...
You
Okay.
still get 2 attacks, though.
Yourself.
Advantage,
I have advantage on the next attack roll. Well,
So she.
steady aim gives me advantage. I was just thinking of it for sneak attack and not because it automatically gives me advantage. I got 19.
Nice, that hits.
Nice.
Disadvantage, Artemis, if you want to give disadvantage to someone.
That's going to be 6
Okay.
piercing, and I'm going to do my sneak attack, which is going to be 14.
Thank you.
Nice.
Unfortunately, not as telling as you wish, but they do cut into the creature and hurt it. Okay. Anything else? Any movements? Are you okay?
No, I'm going to give myself steady aim again.
Okay. And can you do that twice in one turn?
So the last
No,
previous one.
I mean, I give myself steady aim this turn in general. It's a bonus
Gotcha.
for it applies to the
For the
next
next
one.
turn,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gave myself steady aim the last turn, and that gave me advantage. I was thinking of the roll. I was just thinking of advantage for sneak attack.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, and the Lugaru is going to take a swipe attack at you, Krieg, as one of its legendary actions. Are you at full HP, Krieg?
No, I am not.
Oh no!
All
I'm
right.
not-
None of us are.
Okay, so that is
Why'd you ask that?
25. Sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
And that is 14 slashing damage.
That's really bad. Okay.
And a strength saving throw, please.
God. You're not. What happens if you're
You're a
not
big
going in the
brave
air?
dog. You're a big brave dog.
Yep.
14.
That is not enough. As this huge creature is flapping in the sky in front of you, its claws smash onto the side of your head, gouging across the side of your face, drawing blood and that nasty damage. And you are disorientated, and you lose concentration, and you fall. Your wings tapped in at your side as you crunch into the snow below, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
I'm out.
No! Fuck this. Ah! Okay, we gotta. There's
We are in
gotta
a
be something
real
we can
bad
do.
way, y'all.
There's gotta be something we can do.
Okay. And...
Right, no, we can do this.
That
It's
was...
fine.
Sorry, so Esmeralda. Death saving throw, please.
Do a death save, yep. That's a nat 1, you guys.
Natural 1.
No,
That is
fuck this!
2
Holy crap! What the
failures.
fuck's happening?
Wow.
Ah,
Okay.
use your advantage.
Yep,
I don't
call
think
it
you
before the roll.
use it on. I thought you couldn't use it on death saving throws.
Yeah, not on death save, yeah.
Even then, you have to call it before the roll.
Well, I figured we weren't allowed to anyway, so.
Alright. Okay. And now, after that, it is... Vanta, death saving throw, please.
15.
Excellent, that is a success. And then Xenicus.
Well, my plan's completely changed now because of the nat 1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have to use up my whole turn stopping that. So I will just use my turn to put that healing potion in Esmeralda's right next to me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes,
I can bring them all back.
I know, but right now he sees Esmeralda breathing out, and that's what he would go for. Like, that's why I changed my turn. That one made it too risky. If that thing comes down and attacks us.
Okay,
You'll be out.
roll the healing on that.
Cool. It is,
Makes sense.
where's my d4? I don't have any 4. The heck was missing? Oh, there's there. It is 2, 4, 2. Oh, that's it. 8 healing.
Thank you. Hoo boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Let me down. Actually,
Okay.
no, it's not. Hey, wait, that thing's still in the air, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's me down.
Okay.
Can't
Thank
do
you.
anything to it while it's in the
So,
air.
yeah, Esmeralda, you are prone but conscious again as you see Xenicus kneeling beside you, looking very worried into your face as he feeds this, this healing potion to you. And, the Winter
I feel
Wolf...
terrible.
The Winter Wolf is going to swoop down towards Asara at the top here.
Hello.
Sorry, the Loop Guru. Sorry, the token is the Winter Wolf. Just using it there. I don't have a Loop Guru token. And it's going for you, Asara, with its bites.
It's not even blood.
Natural 1. And then with its claws. Oh, that's gonna hit. That's 27.
Yeah, that hits.
So the claws, that is... what will that be? 9 slashing damage.
I'm down.
And okay.
I can do this. We can do this. We can bring him back. This is fine. We were never gonna We were never gonna go for healing in that place.
No,
we were
no,
attacked and almost killed in there. It would have not have made any sense. It wasn't logical. There was no chance.
That's not what I'm
So
worried
this
about.
is
don't
we are
nobody
in
feel
the
bad.
position we would have
We
always
really
been.
all
We were in the
were on the
position we
same
always
page with
would have
that.
been.
Yeah, exactly. This is as it was going to be.
No one
It would
feel
be like,
bad. We
has
all
anyone seen?
agreed.
Has anyone seen a?
No, no one
seen
even
Full Metal
questioned it.
Alchemist? Full Metal Alchemist, episode 8, where the guy splices his daughter with the dog.
Yep.
Hey, we would have been hanging out for a sleepover in his house and having tea while she was sitting next to us. That's the vibe. No.
Yep.
We got this. We can do it. We can do it. We got this. This is fine.
Now, Xenicus, the good news is that werewolf next to you, the one that's flying, goes for this new arrival.
Thank God for that.
Misses with the bites, but hits with the claws for 8 slashing. And the other one goes... Yeah, the other one comes bounding down that slope and also goes for that werewolf. Because it is the nearest one. Just like opens its wings and glides down the slope and attacks from behind. With the bite. Misses, and the claws. Also missed, 6 and a 6. Okay, so that is there. I'm going to say this one has landed on the path behind that there. Actually, I'm going to keep the wings on it so you can remember that's the Aarakocra one. Then the werewolf next to you, Xenicus, the friendly one, is going to go for the one that's blooded.
Yeah.
Bites. Ooh, 22. And that is not enough to kill it. Does a vicious bite, tears a huge chunk out of its shoulder, and then goes with its claws and kills it. So you just see it just grab it by the throat, tear a huge chunk of flesh out, and just cast it down the slope as it rolls lifeless down. And that one's dead. And that is its turn. Crick, death saving throw, please.
Oh God.
$13.
That's a success. Well done. Okay. And then we have Asara. Death saving throw, please. I have never said this so many times in succession.
I'm not joking. Yeah, I feel a
Be
bit
happy
sick.
with yourself.
I feel sick.
5.
That's a fail.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
And then that was Esmeralda Vanta. Death saving throw, please.
Esmeralda's
I'm
not
up.
gone yet.
Oh, yeah, wrong way around.
She's up.
Yep, sorry.
Esmeralda.
Let
Eros-
me have my turn.
Stay down.
So can we quickly have
Esmeralda.
So, what's the current situation, Story? Just so I can be clear about who the enemies are right now.
The one there's
Big
me
one.
and there's a werewolf next to me that's friendly?
Friendly?
Question mark. The
Question
one
mark?
above that is enemy, and then the one at the top of the hill is enemy.
Yeah, the wolf.
Okay.
The wolf with the wings is the Aarakocra werewolf, and then the
Okay.
big one up top is there as well.
And how's the Akokra werewolf doing right now?
I mean, there's nothing on the token. Remember, a yellow dot is blooded, a red dot is on its
Yeah.
last legs.
What am I gonna do?
Neither of them are bloodied.
What are my options right now?
Don't have any of that fancy healing magic.
You standing up?
Yes, I will. Oh, there's. Who is that? Is that Fanta next to me?
Yeah.
That's me.
You two
Okay.
folks can jump into Sirenscape and make original sound sets like this when you need werewolves with wings.
I knew it was quiet.
Wolf is killing us so bad, and all I can hear is
Okay.
the theme tune.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my actions to attack the wolf next with the winged wolf. Is it actually within range of me? Can I reach it?
Yeah, it's landed.
It's landed. Okay, I'm going to go over
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah, you can get next to
No,
it.
wait. Hang on. My movement is halved, isn't it? If I get up. Never
Yeah, but
mind,
you still got
that's-
15 feet. That's enough.
I don't want to go too. All right, my first action to scratch that is going to be to give a healing potion to Vanta.
Okay.
It's a greater healing potion rather. Sorry. So you get 44 plus 4 hit points.
No.
Do you want me to roll that or should I? Okay.
It's 14.
9, 14, that's good.
So that's, and I'm going to do action surge.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. I'm going to action surge.
Get it. Kick its ass.
So I'm going to use my first attack to take a crossbow bolt to it, and I just realized in my inventory I have some silver crossbow bolts.
Hey.
So I'm going to use one of those.
Are you going for the smaller or the larger?
Yeah, actually at this point I'm going to go for the larger one. It's the larger threat technically right now, and fuck it, I want to take it down. I'm mad. So that's going to be 24 to hit,
That hits.
which I think hits. Okay. So it's 1d8 plus 4.
Also, you will notice this this silvered attack will stop it regenerating as well.
That's what I realized I should have been doing much earlier. I didn't realize I had any. Anyways, so it takes 10 piercing, is my first attack. And
10?
10 piercing.
Okay, thank you.
And my second is going to be Is it? How does a silvery? Is it vulnerable to that damage, or
By the way,
It doesn't get resistance.
it doesn't get resistance?
that 10 regeneration. Yeah, that 10 makes it blooded, by the way.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Then I will do the same thing again.
Go for it.
Does 24 hit? Yes, it does.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's another 7 piercing.
Okay.
And I still have a bonus action. So I'm going to hang on, let me just double check. I'm going to use one more superiority die, since I hit with a weapon attack. And I'm going to do a menacing attack this time. So it needs to do DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
13.
Fails, so it is not frightened of me until the end of my next turn, and it gets 1 more d8 of damage. Sorry, this is taking a while. There's lots of things happening in this turn.
No problem.
Sorry, so that's
Frightened is
another...
amazing because that keeps it away from Vanta.
So that's still is not
That's-
1 on the d8. That's another +1 of damage, and it's frightened of me.
That's huge. Being frightened of you means it can't come closer to Vanta, which means Vanta can heal.
Yeah, and that's
That
not
is huge.
actually a bonus action. So I still have bonus action, I believe, which I can be using to cast Blade Song again. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god, this might work.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how this works, anyways. That's all I can do. I think that's probably enough for now.
That's all. Thank you for single-handedly putting the team on your back, Zenicus and
I
I
don't
only
want,
have 8 HP.
Merelda.
don't want to just. I just want to
Oh
leave it out
my
there that
God.
it can't move closer to you, which means it can't move it closer to anyone, which means Asara's the only one in range.
Doing what I
This is
can.
brother.
Yeah.
Banta,
Yeah.
your turn.
It's okay. It's the right move. It's the right
Yeah,
move.
it is. But it's just so funny.
Zenicus, you're on deck.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm
Okay.
gonna do.
There is a lot going through my brain. I think I'm just gonna... I have other ideas for later, but first we need to stop people dying. I'm going to do Cure Wounds
Standing
at the
up.
highest level I can, which is second on... Oh, I have to move closer to it to do that. I have to go move next to Asara if I want to do that.
Is it touch? There's a range on that one, right?
Yeah. No, it's Cure Wounds touch.
Oh, okay.
Healing
Healing Word is
Word
range.
is range.
Yeah.
I could do that, but it's...
Well, I'm dying. Just even 1 HP above 1 HP above 0 means at least they have to start the death saves
Economy.
all over again.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Keep doing the fight.
Healing Word, bonus action on Asara. Second level, it's 5, and you get 9 HP, so you're back up.
Nice.
Okay, that's my bonus action.
That's Asarius.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
For my... It's okay. For my action... Right. Let's be weird, and this thing is Strahd. This is vampire stuff. I don't actually know if this is gonna do anything, but I can't really do anything else. I'm gonna pull out the holy symbol of the Ravenkind, and I'm gonna use a action, expending 5 charges to do sunlight.
Was healing word a bonus action?
Yep.
Okay.
You know, it's a bonus action, second level. I'm gonna pull out my symbol of the Ravenkind, and I'm gonna look at it. I'm just gonna say, "The fog may be thick, but I know you're still watching me." And I'm going to blast some sunlight at this thing and see if something happens. I don't know. Who knows? It's 30-foot radius, and then dim light for an additional 30 feet. I don't know if this is gonna actually do anything, but let's see.
Okay, so you step forward and raise up the symbol of Ravenkind, and sunlight beams forth from it in the radius there. Is there any damage from that?
It's just sunlight. It's the only thing it does, but I don't know. There's nothing else I could do.
Okay.
Hopefully they're not vampire air werewolves. Or hopefully they are.
Hopefully they are, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they are. That's what I meant to say.
Gosh, I hope they are vampires.
Okay, you see Vanta stride forward, lift up one arm rather shakily from still being knocked unconscious and nearly dying, and sunlight just bursts forth from the Amulet of Ravenkind and illuminates this whole scene. We cut down to the village below. You just see this bright sunlight coming off the side of the mountain, and all the villagers, it's like the first time they've... Actually, probably the first time they've seen sunlight full stop, because they would have all been born since the mists took Barovia. And they're all just like
the light of the temple.
Yeah, looking up towards the abbey. Yes, and they're like, "Oh, the abbot be praised."
Abbot.
No! And you do that. Thank you, Xenicus. Your turn
so
as you're bathed in sunlight.
This thing landed up there to attack. Like, it's still like got its wings out and stuff, but it is like in melee range with Asara, correct?
Oh yeah, so I need to drop the wings there. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll just double check it.
My turn is after their turn.
So what Xenicus, because that's up a cliff, and that cliff does not look nicely scalable. So
Push him off it.
Xenicus is going to... Wait a minute, let me just check that that's right. If not, I can move. Yep, cool. Xenicus is just going to kind of look to Esmeralda and Vanta and be like, "You got this," and then and just disappear. And
Bye then.
yeah,
I
and
guess.
disappears in a
Yeah,
flower
thanks.
of leaves, and all of a sudden appears right next to Asara.
Okay.
Sweet, I love
And
that. That's a
it
really
needs-
nice flavor.
And it needs to make a DC only 13 saving throw. Let me just double check what that is. Alright. I had it, and then I closed the window. Why did I close the window? Why did I close the window? Anyway, DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw from our Loop the Guru. 9.
It fails. So it is frightened of me as well.
Ooh.
Which means it'll have disadvantage as long as I'm in its eyesight as well. So if it turns back, it's got disadvantage and can't go that way. If it looks at me and Asara, it's got disadvantage and can't look.
Nice.
So, and then I will take my attack. So I'm... okay, that is 19.
I'll hit.
So I get this first attack was definitely he teleported slightly above where he wanted to land, and he's coming down with the blade, which is why it's right. Okay, that is 2 lightning damage and 11 piercing.
Okay.
And the second attack
Oof.
is
Oof. Didn't like it.
the second attack is way higher, so like that will be again 6 lightning and 9 piercing.
6 and 9. Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
Yes.
Nice.
It has a like at where I the second slide. The first one I kind of came down and slashed against its face. The second one I stabbed into its shoulder, and from that shoulder, a massive brand kind of spirals out from the lightning damage, and it's now branded.
All right. Hey, Play Dead allies, welcome in. Okay. So yes, you use your Eladrin ability to teleport next to Asara, come out of, cast this effect, drop down, slash it with your magical sword, and at the end of your turn, it uses its legendary action. It uses its Mauling Pounce as it snarls and pounces to here.
It can
Next.
move towards Esmeralda.
If it was frightened of Esmeralda, that would be the case, yes. As it jumps across and lands next to the palm of Krieg. case in point, it's not frightened of you either. It's immune to being frightened.
Ah!
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
that's good to know.
And it lands next to Krieg, and you all see it snarling, looking around at all of you, open its jaws wide, and just bite down on Krieg's prone form. Krieg, that is 2 failed saves of automatic crit. And then that was its legendary action. Now it's its turn. It is going to swoop down on Vanta, down to the path below, and attack. First with a bite. That is a 25.
Hits.
That is 8 piercing,
I'm up still.
9 necrotic.
I'm down again.
As it leaps down on Vanta, crashing into her with its jaws. Vanta, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm dead. I'm unconscious.
I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
14 plus 1,
15. Okay, thank you. And right. Then it will turn, stepping forwards over Vanta's body, just striding over, growling towards Esmeralda, and go for a claw attack.
I cast shield.
Natural 20.
Okay. I guess doesn't matter then.
I mean,
No, a 20 is always a hit, I'm afraid. That is the claws, so that is... ...14 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm going down, but before I do, I'm going to use one of my last maneuvers to... I have 2 more left. I can do riposte. Oh, never mind, sorry, it has to miss me. It never misses me. Never mind, I'm gonna go. I'm dead. Bye.
don't worry. As a reaction, she hits again.
Yes.
Ah!
Thank you.
So I just see that, and I'm just like, no, like losing control, and like the blood just kind of comes out, wraps around Esmeralda, lifts her up, and just stands up at the wolf.
Okay, she's going to pull out her silver short sword, I guess. Or is she? No, she's gonna pull out her rapier, her trusty rapier. And she gets a nat 1.
Afraid that's a miss.
Yeah.
Indeed it is.
Okay. And that is the end of the Luke Garou's turn. The single remaining werewolf will attack this newcomer. Goes to bite. Misses. Claws. Hits for 6 slashing. And that new werewolf will... I mean, you can talk in this form, can't you, Xenicus, in hybrid form?
I can.
Yes. You just hear this. You just hear this new werewolf just roar out towards this large creature. No, no, family or not, you will not do this.
Bloody hell! It's what's his name?
And the massive one turns. It's like, now, nephew, you should stick to politics. And they just lunge at each other, going to each like a big kaiju fight attack. And it goes for the large one with its bite. 13 misses. Claws. 17 just hits for 9 slashing. The large one is on its last legs, but it is not dead. And that is the end of that werewolf's turn. And back to top of the round.
I feel safe.
Okay.
Hang on a sec.
It's a 14.
I was about to build the tension, but okay, that is a success. Thank you, Crick. Spoil sport.
We're past
John,
this now.
you don't get any fun right now.
You're on 2 successes and 2 failures. Okay. And that makes it Asara's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Cry some more.
Oh, sorry, after Crick's turn, the large werewolf is going to attack the small one again.
Okay, I'll let that happen.
Natural one.
Okay.
Wasted it. Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna... Okay, things are scared of Xenicus, right?
No.
Nope. It wasn't affected by fear.
Immune to fear.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm really hating not being someone who can heal people right now. Alright, I'm gonna move over here. Just so we're not clumped together right this second. And I am going to shoot big boy with an arrow. Okay, that's gonna be 25 to hit.
Yes. That's good.
11
That's good.
Kick his ass.
piercing.
Come on.
Shooting at the big one.
Yes. And so that's 11 piercing, and I don't have steady aim anymore because I went down, but I'm gonna give my steady aim this turn for next one.
Okay.
Wait,
And that's
is that a miscolor? Because that thing has a red dot on it right now. Before that she hit. Was it meant to be yellow? Ah. Never mind.
Xenicus.
Yep.
Eladrin magics his way over to Asara's side, brings her up as the creature, not scared after all, moves away. But that is what Asara was waiting for as it moves out of immediate range into her bow range. She rolls to one knee, draws the string back tighter, all the way back to her ear. Let's fly. Asara Bell, Drow Rogue. Tell me what happens.
Oh my freaking god, thank god. Okay, so I let the arrow fly, and as it does so, it can hear the whistling. It turns its head and it goes straight through its nose, up. Do you see it go through the nose, up through the eye, so it goes in, out, in, and falls dead.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else on your turn?
That's it. I give myself steady aim for the next turn, and that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. And thanks for the cheers before as well. That was much appreciated. Sorry, I was in the thick of things. Okay. And, that is you, Esmeralda. Death saving throw, please.
This time. I don't want to do this, but yay. It was a 3 instead of a nat 1. I mean,
Huzzah.
there's that.
Question mark. Okay. And, Vanta, death saving throw, please.
11.
That's a success. Okay.
Wait, did neither of you guys
Does
have
it
healing?
I don't have healing.
Our turns
just
were after
gonna,
that point.
Oh no! I'm just because it would just be really funny if like huzzah music comes on and then we just have to keep going around and be like, do we live?
Right.
Do we die?
The big one is dead.
That's
The big
fine,
one is
that's
dead.
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
worry about it.
And Xenicus, go.
Zenekas is going to run and like slide tackle next to Krieg,
Yep.
and put a hand on him and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
So he cannot lose any more saving throws.
But he's unconscious, yeah?
Yeah, he's still unconscious, but he's stable.
Yes. Krieg, roll me a d4.
Two.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else, Zenekas?
Let's check how much movement. No. I've used. It's only 5 feet, so now I can't do anything. Question actually, because if I took 5 feet, I would be on the edge of the cliff. Would therefore I slide down?
You'd have to. I mean, you'd use your movements to slide down.
I mean, what happens if I took 5 feet off the edge?
You can fall. Yes.
Ah. So if I don't slide down with my movement, I fall and
Yes.
hurt myself.
Yeah.
That might be worth it. No, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna just. That's it. I was like, actually, contemplating. That might be worth it.
Okay, so you haul Krieg up onto the path as well. He's like just been like lying over. He's like feet
that's
over the
wild.
edge.
My last 5 movement is to haul Krieg up.
Noted. Okay, thank you. The werewolf, Arakokra, is going to look around, beat its wings once, twice. This new werewolf, with it's like pitch black fur, very, very dark fur, is going to lash out towards it with its bite. Oh, and hits it. For 6 piercing damage, it just bites into its leg as it flaps away. But that's not enough, and it breaks away and beats its wings, whoosh, 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 up towards the swirling clouds and off towards the north. Over this way. And it flaps away and disappears into the clouds and mist of the forests to the north. And then we have that other werewolf is going to stand there looking around, looking up to the skies, looking around, and it's going to come over to the large one and just tear slowly through its throat with its claws, just really making sure it's dead, really wanting to completely confirm that there is no more danger there. And Krieg is unconscious. Asara, what do you do?
Cry.
Free
Okay,
action.
I am going to
Free action, that's
loosen.
Thank you,
I'm
Dr.
gonna
Glitch.
loosen. So is this the good boy?
He's been helping.
Yes.
Then where? Hold on. Am I missing something?
What?
We
don't know who this is.
There are still death saving throws. That's why we're still in initiative.
Yeah, I'm just bleeding out.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm like, I'm
myself.
zooming out and I'm like, I don't have any like.
Do you have proficiency in
Can I-
medicine?
I'm-
If you have
No,
proficiency in
I do
medicine,
not.
you can try stabilize someone.
Can I just try and stabilize someone anyway? I guess because I don't
Yeah,
have
have proficiency.
anything.
Yeah, you have to be proficient. Yeah.
No, I literally have nothing for this. So I'm gonna ready my arrow in case something
comes.
else comes.
Absolutely, that's great. Yeah, and stand up. Yeah.
And well, yeah, I said that last time before I moved
I'm sorry,
over.
my
and-
bad. My bad.
Question: Can you move the wolf a little bit just so I can see Vanta? Because it's currently I can't see Vanta's token at all. Oh, thanks.
I mean, that was accurate. This dead wolf is collapsed on top of her.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I am covered in wolf.
It's very warm. Vanta.
very warm.
Yeah.
Ah,
Keeping the body warm.
that was weird just then.
We need to play together, Les. Okay. Awesome. No, we absolutely don't, by the way.
Play
Retract that.
2 more rounds of combat and you might get your wish.
Retract that statement. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Okay. Esmeralda, death saving throw, please.
Okie dokie.
This could be a natural.
That one before,
This could be a
so
natural
it
one, people.
If this
Could
is
be
a
natural one, given my track so far. It could be.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's 15.
It's
That
not.
is a success.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
you
first
go,
time I've
do
actually
it.
succeeded on a death saving throw, like in any character, possibly. I have a really bad track with death saving throws, just in general,
Fanta,
over my D&D.
death saving throw,
career.
please.
17.
Another success.
Woohoo!
Inching towards
Yeah.
unconsciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, 3 successes and you come back at 1?
No, 3 successes,
Yeah.
you're stable, isn't it?
Stable. Yeah, natural 20 has to be is at 1, right?
Yeah, it's natural 20.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
one gets you back.
Okay, thank you, Xenicus.
Stabilize.
Then Xenicus will use his movement to slide down the hill
Whee!
and use the last of the healing potions on Vanta. The last one.
Okay.
So,
Shoo.
that is 4 healing, the minimum you can roll.
Yay.
Better than
Thank
dying.
you. I'm glad we didn't compromise our morals and go
And then
ask the abbot
it's-
for help.
As soon as hopefully Vanta's turns before. No, Vanta's turns after Esmeralda. There's still a chance that she could roll in that one.
Okay.
Yep.
The werewolf behind you, Xenicus, pats a massive black furred claw and he's like, "Well fought, Xenicus. I may have
Thank
judged you wrong."
Thank you, whoever you are.
And he
like,
looks-
he's still like not even looking at him though. He's like.
He looks down. He looks down the slope and sees, like, far off, some villagers are starting to come through the trees. You know, this is very forested.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, they cannot see me like this. And he transforms into his human form. It is the Burgomaster of Kresk.
I had a vibe. I had a small vibe.
I thought it
had
was
the vibe.
Yeah.
I would be
thought it
shocked if I were conscious.
Okay, that's great.
Let me see if I got.
I wrote off the Burgomaster in my mind because I thought he wasn't on our side. But
He did get
He's a
sent
muggle.
off. He did get sent off to do a mission, so like.
No, that was his wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it was the wife who got sent away to do the mission. wasn't it?
Mhm.
Sorry. Well, hopefully you don't roll in that one, because as long as you don't roll in that one, I will spare the dying on you as soon as it's my turn again.
Thank you.
So I'm just trying to see if I've got a token
Only
for
one
this.
action.
But I'll just leave it. We're running late. Okay, so that happens. And Asara, your turn. You're still watching the skies?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do something about this later. Yes.
I'm so glad I have spare the dying.
So
Like, just
Yeah.
to keep people from dying.
quite
Like when this time.
quite possibly Kriskov, that was the name. Thank you, Charlie. You're a more diligent DM than I. Charlie is always also running Curse of Strahd. I hope you're having a good time with it, mate. Or at least half as good a time as we are. Oh, a birthday girl comes in with a sub. I'm supposed to give you a present, aren't I?
Ah, happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tally. And thank you for the sub. It's the wrong way around. It's the wrong way around. Okay.
I've been playing D&D for 6 years, and
Oof.
it's only when I started playing with you that we had this many people die right before my eyes, potentially. So
He's
this
got a
cannot
bloodlust.
happen again.
That
Thank you.
encouragement.
This
you.
cannot happen again. This will
Killed
not
her.
happen
you.
again.
He's killed Siptha, he's killed
No,
brothers.
no,
he's-
no! Wait, we're jinxing it. We're jinxing it.
Okay. So, as I'm trying. Sorry, no, I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
Pistol.
That happens. As we are round to Esmeralda's turn once more as this
Well,
dark
she rolled
music
that one and
plays. This is it,
Dun,
folks.
dun, dun. She will roll in that one.
God, she did!
She did.
She dies, you guys. Bye.
Esmeralda.
Are you joking?
She's
Nope.
not. It's right there. It's in the chat.
It was right there in the chat for everybody to see. Well, nice knowing you guys.
I mean, Marin, this is always supposed to be a temporary
Yep.
appearance. That is an actual 1. 2 failures, which makes 3 in total. And you see a small puff of steam as Esmeralda's last breath leaves her body. We are out of initiative. As the camera pulls back. Oh, someone noped out of there.
Emma couldn't take it.
It was done.
No! Hang on, everyone. This is gonna be. As
What happened?
Died.
as our camera pans away from this scene, we are no longer initiative because nobody is making death saves anymore. As Krieg unconscious, Vanta prone, and Esmeralda dead in the snow.
Constantly casting Spare the Dying, not able to understand that it's not.
How did my Wi-Fi die just then? That's so fucking annoying.
So, we see the snows swirling, and as we gain altitude, the mists obscure this scene for another week. And we will be back next time with more Curse of Strahd. Back to a party of 4.
Not if I can help it.
We shall see. And as we leave things for today, I want a massive thank you for all of you for joining us. All of you raiders from Roll for Damage, thank you so much. The follows, the cheers, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here experiencing this roller coaster ride with us. And if you want to come and join us again before next week, we have Descent into Avernus tomorrow, crescendoing towards a massive finish as things are hotting up, if that's possible, in Avernus. And then on Saturday, you can see us over on Patch's channel, Quest Junkies UK. God, this is difficult to do when there's something's going on. You can join us over on Quest Junkies UK as Marin, Michael, and I will be playing in Patch's campaign in his incredible homebrewed world. As I give a shout out there, do head on over there and give them a follow, as you can see us playing there every other week, and that is this week. So we'll be there on Saturday evening. Then next Tuesday, we have something rather special. Thank you, Alex. We have something rather special, as we will be doing a miniature campaign whilst Rime of the Frost Maiden is on their summer break, because it feels so wrong doing Rime of the Frost Maiden in a Japanese summer, air conditioning or no. And we will be heading out to the tropical island off the southern coast of Chult, the snout of Omgar, as AJ from Roll for Damage, and I know a lot of you came here tonight from there, having watched her DM a fantastic game for Roll for Damage. Josh, our own Toln and Firemore. Chase, a new player, new to Phoenix Iwaki, new to D&D. Aylin, our good friend, Sneaky Rogue Thief. And Andy, a friend who has played older editions, but his first time venturing into 5e, as we will be diving into the jungles, the hidden temples, the lost complexes and pyramids of the island of Umgar. And, of course, we'll be paying a visit to all of those turtles in their village of Ahoy Hoy. Do join us on Tuesday for the opening session of this mini 7-session campaign, and we look forward to seeing you all there. Then, after a brief trip through the Underdark in our Out of Abyss campaign, we will be back here to see what happens to these adventurers in Barovia.
Oh, I'm not playing next week.
That's true. Yeah, Vanta will be moving, so let me know what you want to do. And we will make that happen. Don't worry. Vanta is playing. Even if Emma is not. We shall see what happens. And a massive thank you, everyone. Do stick around, as we will head off raiding to someone else who is playing at the moment. Enjoy our end screen for a moment. More information about Tuesday there. And we will see you all next time. But until then, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi nasai.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.